So they're planning on returning the Archon with the Elspeth Conqueror's Death, right? That was the whole point behind that. I still think that sacrificing the Omen was the better play, but I guess to get ready for that. Extinction event. That's fun. Oh, no, Chance, stop! Upgrade, 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 upgrade. What's up, everybody? My name's Chance. Today it's all about upgrading, and well, we're gonna be using this card in order to do it. So today we're playing a Pyre of Aristocrats deck, meaning we're gonna be sacrificing our creatures to bring out stronger creatures, which in turn will actually allow us to bring back our weaker creatures as well. It gets a little confusing, but well, that's why I'm going to need you to stick all the way through the deck tech and all the way through the video so you completely understand what you're dealing with here with this deck. So Pyre of Heroes, 2 mana artifact. You can pay 2 mana, tap it, sacrifice a creature, search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type with the sacrificed creature and has converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that creature's converted mana cost. Put that card into the battlefield, then shuffle your library, activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. Now, if you followed along, fantastic. If you already know what the card does, fantastic. If you don't, essentially, here's what we're going to be doing today. We'll get down a 1 mana cleric, Archfiend, Speaker, whatever you may have it. We'll sacrifice it when we've, let it run its course, so to speak. And we'll pull out a 2 mana cleric, Luminarch, Null Priest, Cleric of Life's Bond. From there, we sack that creature after it's used its effectiveness or no longer can swing through. We'll pull out a 3 mana cleric, Righteous Valkyrie. Now, if you want to stack more 3 mana clerics in the deck, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but as this one is pretty much the strongest one, it's the one that I chose to focus on. If for some reason you want to sacrifice your Righteous Valkyrie, you can pull out your Orzhov Hero Font, which I do actually recommend, and you'll see why in this line of play here in a minute. So you sacrifice Righteous Valkyrie. You can also pull out your Glorious Protector if you think your opponent's going to board wipe you, in which case you can exile all of your non-angel creatures behind this creature. They board wipe, and of course all of your other creatures come back onto the board, right? And it doesn't matter if this creature is, destroyed, exiled, whatever, the other creatures will come back because they are nicely tucked underneath this creature, so to speak. Anyways, the reason I recommend sacrificing and grabbing the Orzhov, it's a 4 mana, 3/3 lifelink core cleric. We've seen this from Zendikar. Some of you may know it, some of you may not. Whenever Orzhov, Skyclave Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. What does this mean? Well, when you sacrifice Righteous Valkyrie to get the Orzhov out, and then you sacrifice the Orzhov to pull out your Firaja, which we also originally had Angel of Destiny in the deck. I ended up taking it out as it ended up showing up a lot of times too early, and I was like, the only solution to this is just completely take it out of the deck because we just kept seeing it. So if you want to add Angel of Destiny back in the deck, it is a cleric, it is 5 mana, and it fits well, pretty beautifully, okay? I just kept seeing it in my starting hand, so I decided to take it out. Anyways, we have Firaja, Judge of Valor, 5 mana, 2/4, Flying Lifelink, Angel Cleric, one card that I've wanted to try out in Kaldheim, but haven't really had the chance to, and well, today we are. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them out into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So it's essentially look at the top 3, grab 1, discard 1, right? The nice thing about this, you have a lot of 2-drops, you have a lot of 1-drops, so you should theoretically be able to play 2 spells in 1 turn by the time you're to this mana establishment. However, back to the Orzhov, as I was mentioning. So when you go to sacrifice Orzhov, you're going to be able to bring that Righteous Valkyrie back to the battlefield as Orzhov was sacrificed, and then its own ability will proc off of itself, right? So your Righteous Valkyrie does get to come back to the battlefield, and its effect will continue to go off, and you will have gotten the Firaja out, basically for 2 mana off of the back of the Orzhov, off the back of the Righteous, and so on and so forth. So this is the idea of the deck. Now, how do you win, outside of that? Because obviously your opponent's going to be playing stuff as well. Well, Speaker, obviously great if you can get to that 27 life gain, which you have the Righteous Valkyrie to help you. You have Luminarch, you have Null Priest, you have all this stuff in conjunction to help you gain that life. So it realistically shouldn't be that hard. And of course, 4/4 Angels is a great way to finish any opponent, really. Archfiend's Vessel goes to the graveyard. When it comes back, when you use the Orzhov or Agademes or Call the Death Dweller to bring it back, it comes back as a 5/5 Flying Demon. And again, that's generally enough to help you finish out a foe or 2. Bloodchief's Earth is going to help you remove creatures, planeswalkers alike. Generally, you're aiming this at planeswalkers as your creatures should be enough to overpower or just go over with flying the opponent's creature. So try not to use this on your opponent's, turn 1 creature unless it's a biggie like an Edgewall or something, right? Not really a biggie, but you get what I'm saying. Malakir Rebirth going to help your or raw procs, if that makes sense. So if you use Malakir, then you will get the proc of Aura when that creature dies. You'll also get that creature to come back to the battlefield. This also works very well with Pyre of Heroes, right? Use Malakir, sacrifice that creature, you'll get that creature right back to the battlefield immediately, and you'll get to upgrade it. So it's like a 2-for-1 combo, and it only costs 3 mana. Now, in some scenarios, if you're going from 1 to 2, it may not be worth it, unless, of course, you use it on the Arc Fiends, in which case you get the 5/5 back from it, and you get a 2 mana Cleric from it, so that's usually worth it, but you get the point, right? 2 copies of Village Rites, you can increase this if you want to. It is a very effective card, and in a deck like this, it fits very well. Fizzles your opponent's Bone Crushers, Brazens, all that kind of stuff, so it does benefit you greatly and allows you to draw 2 cards. So Luminarch, we've all seen it, builds up your other creatures, we love it, we know it. Heartless for some more removal. Null Priest, again, 2 mana for this 2/1. The nice thing about it is it has Menace, so it generally is able to get in. Furthermore, you can have that kicker come down and return anything from your graveyard that you may have had to sacrifice or whatever put in there in some manner, right? Cleric of Life's Bond. Whenever another cleric enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. All creatures in this deck are clerics, so you know, there you go. Furthermore, whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Cleric of Life's Bond. Power we've been through. Maul helps you to send things like Speaker and Null Priest and Cleric of Life's Bond into the sky and become more evasive, right? More attack friendly. Righteous Valkyrie, really good at building up all of your other units as well as gaining you more life off the back of your Clerics and Angels. Call to help you bring back some of these lower creatures. Again, you have a Ra to help you, but Call is nice if you don't want to use a Ra. If you just want to use Glorious, you can take out a Ra and add more calls. It's all up to you. You make it your deck, right? Agadeem's, of course, really great in a deck like this where you can bring anything back from 5 all the way to 1. So if you can manage to cast it for 8, then yeah, you know, you can get back 5 creatures, which is just a dandy thing. Glorious Protector, I'm actually really happy with it in this deck. In a lot of decks, it doesn't feel very useful. It feels a little too little too late, so to speak, right? But in this deck, where realistically you can play this, like save your mana on turn 4, play this down right as your opponent's playing their Doomscar, pick up all your creatures, it's pretty good. I generally don't worry about foretelling it, but y'all know me, I have a bad habit of like, ooh, value. It kind of is, kind of isn't value if you think about it in a deck like this. 1, when you foretell it, you're paying 2 mana, and then the foretell cost is 3, which essentially means you've sunk 5 mana into this creature instead of just 4. Does that make sense? And seeing as how you know you're going to lose it, right? It's board wipe protection or insurance or whatever you want to call it, skirt around, right? Is it worth sinking 5 mana into to protect against that 4 mana board wipe? In some scenarios, sure, if you just happen to have the 2 left over in an awkward situation, whatever. But for the most part, I do, like I said, recommend just trying to aim for the 4 mana cost and not worrying about foretelling it. Unless your opponent's a discard deck, and then, you know, different ballgame. Anyways, we've looked at a Ra, it's pretty good. Fjorja we've talked about as well, and that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. This was a very fun deck, and like I said, Pyre of Heroes allowing you to upgrade just straight through the ranks, fantastic, especially when you have all of these abilities, Call, Agadeem's, or Ra, Malakir, to bring your creatures right back, literally the same instant you sacrifice them, right? Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks again for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing if you're new here, hitting that bell icon so you can get this one-of-a-kind content from this one-of-a-kind place. Hope you've been enjoying the intros. If not, you know, let me know what you don't like about them. Also, if you haven't been watching them, go check them out. Been putting a lot of work into them, so trying to make them more of a comedy entertainment bit. Anyways, thanks again everybody, and without further ado, I'll see you in the matches. Alrighty, Kubski. We'll keep this. This seems like a solid first hand. We got something for turn 1, turn 2, and so on and so forth. Hopefully we can foretell this Glorious Protector and get her down sooner rather than later. Opponent's playing Yorion, and they do have access to white mana, which means I might want to go ahead and foretell that Glorious Protector now, before we get too deep into things. So let's go ahead and do that. You can also wait till around turn 4 to foretell, but I like doing it now. Doing it early against the obvious Yorion board wipage. Now we're going to have to be careful still, because we're going to need 3 mana to play Glorious Protector down at instant speed, which means, you know, we'll have to be allotting mana appropriately. They're going to get a little look-see into our hand on the next turn. I think I'm going to go for the Luminarch here. If I go for the Cleric, it doesn't get to immediately swing in, which not 2 damage is huge. Cleric is going to build itself. Luminarch can always build itself or others, and it's guaranteed to hit every time. Now, they can see our hand. They don't get to see our Foretold card, right? The problem with the Raj, you don't get to... You don't know... Ooh. Let's see. Sorry about the doggos barking in the background. Alrighty. Sorry about that. So we will go ahead and activate this. I don't think I'm going to get it down or raw yet. Or the Glorious Protector for that matter, right? Luminarch's going to build Archfiends. Yeah, let's just go for the Cleric. No attacks. Now that they've committed the Archon, I doubt that they drop a board wipe, right? So instead, let's try and use our Glorious Protector maybe on the next turn. Just as blocking for the Archon. We know whatever they got there is probably an answer to what we have here. Could be a Shadow's Verdict if they know that they're going to hit that mana right, because that'll leave their Archon alone. Elspeth Conqueror's Death isn't going to hit anything for him, but on the next turn it'll make non-creature spells cost more. Not going to affect our Glorious Protector, so we're still fine in that manner as well. Archon getting in for the 3. Speaker is a really good draw there because it's something that we can play alongside the Glorious Protector and not really have to worry too much about it. Also going to build up the Cleric of Life's Bond so it can swing in if we want it to. If we do and they chum block, that's going to be bad, right? I feel like I just swing in with Archfiends here. There we go. So yeah, I have a feeling like they have a Shadow's Verdict on the verge here. When they go to cast that, I'll of course get down the Glorious Protector. Come on. They should attack first. They should definitely attack first. There we go. Alright, so we let this ring through. Suppose we could have stopped it, but then that would change their play here. Oh, it's a Doomscar. Well, that's fine for us as well. Kablamo! Thanks for that. So Righteous Valkyrie, we have to get to 27. That puts us to 24, 25, 26, 27. Wow, so we will be at 27. And Speaker can activate. Alright. We're not going to be at 27 before then, but that's fine. No! No! Oh, no! Why? Why no attacks, Chance? Why can't you click the right button? Oh, that's so infuriating. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm super, super sorry for that one. Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. Alrighty. God damn it. So bad. Of course, now they're going to have the removal, aren't they? I'm sorry, everybody. If they don't have the removal, I'll be very, very happy, but mostly surprised. Mostly very surprised. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen somebody lose so many matches in Magic just from misclicks. Gubsky, what you got for me? You got the removal? Come on. Show me the money. Wow, I really would have thought it would have been an easier play. Like, as soon as I procced that Luminarch on the speaker, I thought it would have been removal there. Right? Maybe they had a little break arena? Check on cookie time? Go get a pizza out of the oven? I've been in all those situations, so I understand, Cubsky. Maybe you're checking on the little Cubskis. Get it? The cubs like baby bears. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. Come on. There we go. Cubsky is going to block. Okay. I was wondering where that was coming from. So our speaker lives through the awesome ability of First Strike. We will tap indeed. We got a 6/6, we got a 4/6. Speaker lived. Huh. Oh, smoking wine. Nice. Sounds like a lovely way to kick back on your off day. You missed a huge misplay from us, Mizen. I accidentally completely board clear last turn. They were all tapped out on mana, and I just didn't all attack for some... I mean, I know why I didn't. I misclicked, but... Oh, it was heart-wrenching. So, on this next turn, we actually can get down to Ra. Ra. Archon, still doing Archon stuff for our foe here. Oh, man. I tell you, stuff like that's not good for my heart. I'm getting older, and I just can't take that level of excitement anymore. Ask Eva. I don't really get excited or jumpy about stuff. You seem like you have more than an 80 card deck. Is that so? Maybe not. We just sacrifice Archfiends, yeah. Village Rites, hey, that's not a bad one. So if I go for a Ra from the graveyard to the battlefield, which means I could technically sacrifice... Oh no, I would need a 5-man in order to get Glorious Protector back, right? Do I move the Maul to the Cleric of Lysmon? I think I have to play Ra. I have the Village Rites set up for it. Like, I feel like I can't not do that. Now, you can already take out 3 of them, so you're fine. If I put this here, you should be able to deal with everything except for all of them, which if they want to throw everything at you, again, we'll take out 3. and you'll still be fine. So swing, swing, swing. Call it good. Okay. Okay. Cool, we're up to 45. Take that out. And create another angel. This will also give us more life. We're up to 51. So I'm feeling pretty secure as far as being at 27 and above, right? I don't know how much damage I missed out on that turn. I know it wouldn't have put them at lethal quite yet, but it definitely would have made the game in a lot different situation right now, but it's all right. Glass casket. Do it. On the speaker. Not exactly the thing that I wanted to be village riding, but that's fine. 2 lands. Yeah. Yikes. Alright, so what do you have? Hopefully no exile. If you're going to do something, board wipe us. Don't exile. Bouncing everything. Glass casket's going to take probably Luminart or Cleric. What do y'all think? Cleric? Cleric is pretty big. Excuse me, sir. Why didn't you have Doom Foretold re-enter the battlefield? Whatever. What'd they take from us? Oh, Righteous Valkyrie, right, because that's a 3 CMC or less. Wow, Glass Casket. How poggerific for you. How absolutely amazing. We sack Luminarch, I can get back the 5/5 in the sky, or I can get back the speaker that can create other angels. If I get back the 5/5 in the sky, it is a 5/5 in the sky. If I get back speaker, it is future creatures. Let's go ahead and get back speaker. There's an Archfiends. Go ahead and use this Fabled. I don't want to see any more lands, if at all possibly. So I got an 8/8 to swing in with. They're going to chum block for days. Bam. What do they sack here? Omen? Right. Should be Omen of the Sea. It's either Glass Casket, Yorion, Archon, or Omen. Or Doom Foretold itself, but again, I doubt that one, so. It would last. Maizen said if you compiled all of his misplays into a video, it would last 4 straight days. I feel you on that one, Maizen. I've actually thought about doing that, compiling my misplays and being like, hey, look, I'm the luckiest man in Magic. And obviously it'd be a sarcastic-based video. But then I was like, you know, people probably don't want to see that actually. People get mad enough when I make misplays, much less if I was to show them a whole video of said misplays. So they're going to take Ra here. I'm happy that you're exile and everything, Cupsky. It's not just destruction, it's exile, which is, that's fun stuff, because that's the stuff that I don't get to return from the graveyard. That's stuff I don't get to activate my abilities on. Maybe I should have used Village Rites on our, what's it called there. Again, having a 5 CMC Cleric down would have been nice, because then we could have immediately returned Glorious Protector at any point to the battlefield to protect everything. But you can't have everything go the way you want it. Or in my scenario, you can't have anything go the way you want it. That's fine, we'll resolve. Get rid of the other Archfiends, obviously. And another land. Well, I'm happy to see another land. Agadeems, sure. Agadeems is pretty spicy, right? We got a lot of stuff we can get back. 4, 2, 1. Do we have a 3? No, no 3s. No 3s for freeze. Alright, well, let's go ahead and swing in with you. Do the textbook stuff. Do the textbook stuff. We can also create a token with Castle Ardenvale here. Not that I think it'll make a huge difference, but you never know when that one creature is what's going to save your life, or rather end your foes, right? So we'll do the best we can with what we have. We can Agadeems and get all the way back up to 4, but do I want to actually take the stuff with Glorious Protector, or do I just want to get this Angel down, you know what I mean? Probably just get it down on the board, probably won't scoop anything up. Although if we do scoop stuff up, then we can sacrifice it with Doom Foretold and we would just get everything right back. Of course, we would lose all the counters on Cleric, might leave Cleric alone, could scoop up everything else. So they're planning on returning the Archon with the Elspeth Conqueror's Death, right? That was the whole point behind that. I still think that sacrificing the Omen was the better play, but I guess to get ready for that. Extinction event. That's fun. Oh, no, Chance, stop! Yeah, no, that's a little awkward. At least I'm having fun, right? If I can't play correctly, at least I can play for fun. Oh boy. Alright, so more exile effect, not a big deal. We were already planning on Agademon. Agademon? Gotta get rid of the speaker, right? It's just, compared to the Maul, the speaker is nothing. So we do this for 4. Alright. 1, 2. Do I get an Archfiends or a Speaker? Speaker does give us constant 4/4s instead of just one singular 5/5. So I think that's how we do it. Wow, we had just enough. Hopefully they don't have counter magic here. Or do. I can't take it anymore. That stud man. Sure. Sure. 2 temples off the bat again. Cool beans. I like having all tap lands. What's the odds of that? In the past 2 games, we've had 5 temples as our lands. It's pretty good luck if you ask me personally. Keep. We'll go for the speaker turn 1. I'm sorry, speaker turn 2. Speaker. Oh no! Look at there. Actually got some mana. So speaker turn 1, speaker turn 2. We'll see from there. Valkyrie could be all right. Wow, we were getting nothing but tap lands here, huh? Alright, so we do get in with the first speaker, and the second speaker does get to land. This is a strange time, ladies and gentlemen. We're up against Rakdos, and they didn't have any removal for either of our speakers. That's absurd. Whoa, Strider. Woohoo there, Strider. Where you going so fast? Alright, more tap lands, because that's all I know how to do. Tap land-a-roo. Sure. Luminarch will allow us to start building up our speakers. Cleric will give us life, of course, off of all of our other creatures. No Priest. I mean, I guess no Priest can just attack inconsequentially, right? Let's drop the Luminarch. Start building up our speaker. One of the speakers. I was thinking about the value of potentially swinging in with the speaker to trade out for the Woe Strider, right? As it is a 1-mana creature trading for a much larger creature. Rankle gonna make a sacrifice a creature here. We'll sack the middle speaker. They'll get rid of the goat. Discarding a card, not a big deal. We're just gonna discard the land. We got plenty of them. We don't mind that. And that. Alright, so this turn we do get down Null Priest and Cleric of Life's Bond. Let's of course make sure we get down the Cleric first and then Null Priest. So that way we get the proc. Rankle, probably going to make a sacrifice again. What do we sacrifice the second time around? Probably the Null Priest, right? Speaker could swing in, trade with Woe Strider. Put us back to 22. Rankle puts us back to 19, possibly 18. I think we got to leave it as is. Leave our big board state alone. Of course, argument could be made that we sacrifice the Cleric of Life's Bond or even the Luminarch Aspirant, as the other ones gain us life, right? Luminarch does, in a manner, gain us life, but not directly. Rankle, yep. Make us discard again? That would be kind of bad, but again, we don't have any control over that, so... Yep. They're gonna sack, yep, Woe Strider. Null Priest gets free reign on swinging into the foe. Cleric, we can get back Speaker and other Cleric. We put the counter on Null Priest. If they're going to chum block, or if they're going to block with Immersion and then sack Rankle, it doesn't matter if our Speaker's at 3 power or if it's at 4 power, right? Because this thing's going to be indestructible and going to go to 4/4 as it were anyways. So, exile our Speaker, they take out this Speaker, and then we bring it right back. Bring it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. Death Touch counter on either. We're doing Death Touch and Menace on you, actually. So we're back to 23. Null Priest can put us to 26. Speaker could potentially actually put us to 27 on the next turn. We'll have to wait and see, though. Do they attack with the Predator? Probably not. They want that Defender, right? Do they have enough to bring back the Ox? They don't. They don't have enough to bring back Woe Strider either, so they're in a little bit of a tough situation right now. They do have a good board state still, and we are still relying on top decks, but if we can hit a nice top deck, that'd be cool. Kroxa, not a big deal for us. I mean, taking 3 life is a big deal because it puts us out of range of the 27, but not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things. Righteous Valkyrie, I would have liked to have seen the Maul there, but sure, whatever, I'll take a Valkyrie. Alright. So they definitely can sacrifice the Predator to gain indestructibility this turn around because they don't mind losing the Mire Triton for sure. If anything, they want to lose the Mire Triton. They can't block both Null Priest and Speaker though, and they can only block one of these if they do block. I think I want the Speaker to at least be above 1 power, so we'll do that. Am I swinging in with these 3? This one doesn't require a sacrifice at all. This one doesn't either, but they would still have to block with both of them. And this one they would block and sack. No, this one they just block with Mire Triton, right? So now I have to swing it with Null Priest. You also can't target Mire Triton first, otherwise they just sack it and you don't deal the damage there, so... Now, if we can have a Cleric enter or an Angel enter on our... Oh, never mind. Liliana going to take out our Righteous Valkyrie. Yep. And then they'll just leave things as is. Yep. Land. Hey, that's exactly what I wanted in this little pickle of a situation that I'm in. I was like, boy howdy, if I can hit a land, that'll be so beautiful. Kablamo. And activate. Thank God for Menace, am I right? So we are getting to create those angels in the sky now. That's fantastic. Bone Crusher on the Luminarch. Sure. I need a playable here. They're just going to replay Bone Crusher. I needeth thou playable. Yay! More land. Exactly what I wanted. Wrapped up in a nice little thing there. Alright. Hey, at least the opponent top deck a land too. Now they're gonna bring that Ox back, most obviously. They should bring the Ox back. No Kroxa. Hey. I mean, sure, it knocks us out of the 27 life. Here comes the flood. Yeah. Roll up your pants, ladies and gentlemen. It's flood season. Ooh. We don't have anything to cast down after this. Obviously, this is something that you would prefer to have earlier in the game, but whatever. Whatever. We can't just powerhouse through them either, can we? We could swing in with Speaker, and we definitely get the opportunity to potentially take out two things, but more than likely what happens is they block with Predator and Bone Crusher, and then they just sack Bone Crusher, and Predator stays alive perfectly fine. We do go back up to 28, but it doesn't necessarily signify us being able to do anything, so... Oh, boy. Now we just watch them escape everything from their graveyard slowly but surely. Here comes the Ox. Woohoo! Happy to be finding more land. That's exactly what I wanted. That is exactly what I wanted. Why have they not played the Ox back yet? That's my question. You could be so much further ahead. For free, might I add. For free. It's like painfully idiotic at this point. I'm like, please game, give me something to where I can put up a fight. And the game's like, nah. And then I'm like, all right, well, you know, maybe this loss will be over kind of swift and the opponent will do what they need to do and just draw the cards and that'll be it. Nah. Woo! Go-Go Lord in 1974. Got nothing but planes. I'm going to keep it. I don't care if I got to bolt down this Agadeems. We got 3 mana. Good enough for me. Plus, if I mulligan, y'all know I won't see another one for the rest of the game, so let's just keep it and be happy. We're going to try and go for that Pyre of Heroes soon. Very soon. Bum, bum, bum. Of course, it's another Yorion deck. Snorion, Boreon, Yorion. I would expect nothing less from you, senior opponent. If it wasn't mono white aggro, Yorion, or rogues, I don't know what we would be playing up against. Mono red. The thing that's kind of annoying about ranked isn't the fact that you play up against these decks, because sure, you would see these decks, you know, within the normal universe anyways. The annoying thing is the fact that everyone's playing them. It's only about climbing. It's zero about, like, creating something that's your own personal thing, and it's so ugly. It's like watching a bunch of computers battle each other, essentially, right? That's why, and no offense, but I can't understand people that only watch people that only play the same decks. Or, I know obviously nobody plays the exact same deck constantly, but if you only play 3 decks within a set being dropped, or 4 decks within a set being dropped, like, How do people sit there and they're like, yeah, interesting. You know, that second week that you played that card, it was so much different than the first week that you played it. I totally didn't see that one coming. Totally didn't see it coming. So we're at the fun point now where we don't draw any lands. We're stuck at 3. 3 free lands. 3 free lands. Take my Heartless. That's fine. I wasn't actually planning on using it. I just throw it in the deck so people can't complain about not having any removal spells in the deck, right? Lord knows if you don't put what you should in the deck, people will get angry. Alrighty. It's a forest. Extinction event. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's fun. Hey, there's a land. There beeth thy land. Alright, Luminarch, get him. I'm actually, yeah. Sack and Righteous Valkyrie. Exile my graveyard, sure, cool. I like how often this card shows up nowadays, too. That one's always been a real fun one. 3 mana, destroy something, look at the opponent's hand, and exile graveyard. Boy, howdy, I'm happy that one was ever released. You know you want to take out my Pyre. Don't take out the Righteous Valkyrie. No, 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 no. Sure. 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 Okie dokie, go Lord. Well, here's the hoping. Here is to hoping. It's amazing. I add in that removal stuff, you know, those funny spells, and then I'll only see the removal funny spells. Well, phone's about dead. Good luck, man. Yeah, good luck, Mizen. Alright, go Lord. You got 4 cards in hand. Can't be too difficult of a decision, given there are limited possibilities, probabilities, outcomes. Well, hey, at least you're playing something kind of interesting. Maybe. I don't see any tokens, though, except for the cats, so I'll withhold my statement until I see something a little more so interesting. Alright, so we can swing in with the Luminarch here, put him down to 11. Do they take the bait? They do. Beautiful. Alright, so taking out both their cats, that's wonderful for us. We can go ahead and use the Fabled. White mana. Get down out of their Pyre. Now, having double Pyres does, I guess, theoretically allow us to build this Luminarch up into a 4 CMC creature. Could be alright for us. Well, yeah, that was cool. Nice, fun, awesome times to be had.